The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Welcome to the Senior Show, where we are two
wild and aging guys. Awesome. It's great to be back, Neil. Neil, we missed you.
I know. I'm back.
How you feeling, by the way?
Well, I'm a little hoarse, to be honest with you.
Neil, I always thought you were a bull in a china shop.
You got to be kidding.
Yeah,
me.
man. You left me on my own here, July 4th weekend.
Then
you were sick the following weekend.
Yeah, life happens, right?
We need to catch up. What's happening in your world?
Oh, my world is getting crazy. It's just, dealing with, I got a bug like everybody else. I did get to go to visit my son in Brooklyn. We looked out over the East River and saw the fireworks.
Nice. Oh, that was gorgeous. That was some fireworks.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah. Crazy good fireworks.
My son is moving into Brooklyn. He's up in White Plains right now, and he's moving into Brooklyn in Crown Heights.
Nice.
August 1st.
Very nice.
Yeah, so we'll help him move in for that, right?
Yeah. Life changes. You had a daughter, got married.
My daughter got married. Yep, you missed all that. Was exciting stuff. I got pictures. I got videos.
Okay.
It was a great weekend, and it drizzled a little bit.
Right.
But the weather was nice.
Right.
We had just enough time to get out there and take some pictures because it was over at the Flower Fields in St. James.
Oh, that's a beautiful place.
And Flower Fields, the service, the food, the band was awesome. The venue was awesome. The atrium. Have you ever been to Flower Fields in St. James?
Yep, I sure
have. They have this gorgeous atrium. So we had the services there at the event, right? And it was stunning. Everything was top notch. It was a great day. No fist fights during the cocktail hour. Everybody got along. You know, and a lot of Kennedys get into a room. Things happen.
So it's Irish weddings, huh? No, I can't say. I heard those. I heard about those. Yes.
Yeah. So it was great.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I did get a chance to listen to some of your show last week.
Oh, you did?
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. You were talking about.
I plugged you pretty good, though, Neil.
Yes, you did.
Yes,
Thank you. I appreciate it. You were talking about Social Security. And Social Security is a big deal because we are running out of money for Social Security. And there's a big reason for that. The biggest reason everybody says is, well, we have less young people today funneling in, more people retiring.
We're living longer.
Less Social Security. But some of the real factors in Social Security, I can fix this. I'm not running for government, okay? It's very simple.
I was going to say, Neil, are you coming out? Are you making an announcement today?
No. But here's the problem. What happens is they take out 6% tax of everybody working up until, I think it's 185 is the number. And then after that, 0. So with inflation and everything else, people are making more and more money. The people that are making money, the people that aren't. And with inflation, they've never made an adjustment to that fact. So if you said, okay, let me move this up to $500,000, look how much more money is going to come in. Or why don't we lower the rate instead of 6%, make it 3%? That's fine, but make it unlimited.
I was going to say across the board, right?
Okay, and then anybody making $1 million is going to contribute that much more money to the system. So the system is flawed. The other part of the system is flawed, and again, they've never made adjustments to these things, is after you hit, I think it's $44,000 in income. Now, if you're making less than $44,000 in income on Long Island, you are not living well.
You're struggling 100%.
It becomes taxable. So the current government was, we're going to make Social Security tax-free, which they never did. I'm a proponent of that. I think it's a great idea, especially since I paid in, you've paid in, we paid into the system. However, that's not the point. The point is that number has never been adjusted for inflation. Even though there's an inflation adjustment every year based on current inflation rates, it has never changed from that $44,000. So Social Security has to be worked on the entire program, and it has to be done, and it has to be done thoroughly. But as we stand today, the bottom line is this. if that's what you're relying on for your retirement today, it's not going to be enough.
It's not part of, yeah.
It's a piece of it.
It's a supplemental piece of your income in retirement, but you can't rely on it totally.
Right. And then after 6 years, you may never be able to rely on it again. We just don't know. So you have to put your own savings together. Now, the other thing that I talk a lot about is I love Roth IRAs. I love the concept. But what people don't understand is at any given moment in time, in any government at all, they could say, you know what? We're not going to, typically they'll grandfather stuff, but we're not going to let you take this money out tax-free in the future.
When they realize, when they realize how much money is there that they can tap into.
So, although it's a great strategy, typically they'll grandfather stuff. Oh, well, up until this point, okay, take that, okay, because I talk about life insurance. And with life insurance, this has been grandfathered forever. They always threaten the cash buildup of life insurance. But we have a very, very strong lobby. And one of the great things is not only can you build up cash in life insurance, you can take it out tax-free. And unlike a Roth, it has a death benefit and there's no requirements. You don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half or 72. Do you have to take money? You can leave it forever or take it when you want. And that's the beauty of that. I love Roth IRAs. I love life insurance. I love everything. But everything is different for every person.
So the reverse mortgage line of credit kind of mirrors that life insurance type arrangement, because with the reverse mortgage, you have that line of credit. It has a guaranteed growth rate factor to it.
Right.
So again, it's money you can tap into when you need it, tax free.
Right. So
instead of dipping into what I call bucket two, right? Your stocks, bonds, all that money you've accumulated during your working years, and possibly now having to pay tax on it. Or worst case scenario, Neil, how about now you take so much out of it, now you bump yourself into a higher tax bracket.
Right. It's a big problem.
And now you get crushed. And then especially when you're 2 or 3 years away from retirement, what does that do with everything else that's in line?
Right.
Like maybe for Irma, right?
Right.
And all that, and all those other pieces to the puzzle when you're talking about retirement. So
the bottom line is, my financial situation could be very different than your financial situation, could be very different than your family situation is very different than this one. Your health.
Every scenario is different. I mean, I'm on the phone.
Everybody's different.
I'm on the phone 6 days a week from 7 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, and every scenario, every conversation I have with a homeowner or a family member or an attorney or an accountant or a realtor. It's amazing, and I've been doing this almost 30 years.
Right.
Every scenario is different
because family dynamics are change all the time. So my dynamics, I now have my daughter and son-in-law and a new baby.
There you go. Congratulations.
In my house. Now, many people are finding that their kids are moving back into their houses. Many young people today cannot afford to buy a house on Long Island. That's a fact. Mm-hmm. And it's a big problem. The average age of new home buyers now is in the 40s. That wasn't like that when we were
bought my house at 20. My wife and I bought our house at 25.
Right.
But, through high school and college, both my wife and I both worked.
Right.
And we accumulated money during the high school and college years, right? Because back in those days, I don't know about you, Neil, but my parents, I didn't have an allowance. I had to work.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we accumulated quite a bit of money, my wife and I, so we were able to purchase a home at 25 in 1990.
Awesome. So, I mean, and a lot of us had.
Yeah.
But now, here's the new dynamic. There's this whole thing about capital gains, and we were talking about this before, where $250,000 per person, you can sell your house. You have a lot of Long Islanders thinking of selling their house, but when they go to buy something new, after taxes, they find they can't get their dream because, hey, I didn't really make as much money as I thought because of this capital gains. And that's not been adjusted like Social Security.
Capital gains has not been adjusted since 1977. Do you realize that?
No. I remember when that came out.
Okay.
That was,
well, I have no recollection of that, Neil.
Well, I graduated high school, I think. Yes, 77.
Come on, I was 12.
Okay. So, Tim. Oh, my goodness.
We're back, baby.
We're back.
Two wild and aging guys. We're back. It's good to be back with you.
So, Tim, this is a great discussion. How do people get a hold of you?
Hey, if you want to reach me, Tim Kennedy, your certified reverse mortgage professional, you can reach me at 516-729-6040. 516-729-6040. Thank you.
And I'm Neil Himmelstein. Best way to reach me is 631-647-4694. I don't bet on the ponies, but I am a little horse. Anyhow, be right back, right after the commercial. Welcome back to the Senior Show with Neil Himmelstein and Tim Kennedy, where we are two wild and aging guys. Tim, before the break, we were talking about capital gains.
Capital gains.
On your house when you sell it. So it's a big dilemma on Long Island with the interest rates the way they are.
And house values have quadrupled over the last 30 years, which is
so selling
insanity.
Your house. There's a big article in Newsday about seniors. Well, you know, what am I going to be able to buy when I sell my house? So you have certain people. You have some people have left the market. They've left Long Island. They've gone south. They've gone to South Carolina. They've gone to Florida and
Delaware. A lot of people going to Delaware now, right?
Delaware's a nice place. Yeah. I like Delaware.
I have a sister in Rehoboth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I grew up in Baltimore, and Delaware was that halfway point that
all right.
find stuff to do. So it is a dilemma. And then sometimes you can use the equity in your house to buy a second home, which is, you taught me that. I thought that was a really clever concept. How's that work again?
So sure. So you're a homeowner, right?
Right.
You want to buy a second home. With the reverse mortgage, if you or your spouse are over the age of 62, you can now access the equity in your current home, your primary residence,
right,
and use the proceeds of the reverse mortgage to purchase your second home.
Wow.
Wherever that might be. And now he is the benefit of that. You now are in your primary residence without the obligation of a principal and interest payment. And now you have your dream home, your second home, your vacation home, or your investment property without the obligation of a principal and interest payment.
Because you're paying it off. That's crazy.
Yeah. And the idea is, you know, especially, and you mentioned it before, you know, a senior over the age of 62 wants to get out of this big old house here on Long Island, right? 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, half-acre pool, and they want to downsize to maybe 1 floor, everything on 1 floor, maybe a smaller home. The idea is not paying cash, right? Because cash is king. You want to hold on to as much money as you possibly can, especially in retirement, because it's all about control and liquidity.
Right.
But you can, and it's amazing how many people don't know this, or how many realtors are not aware of it. You can purchase your next home in retirement with the use of a reverse mortgage, reverse for purchase. So instead of putting 100% into that new purchase, maybe you put 40%, 50%, 60% based on how old you are.
Right.
And then you keep the balance of those proceeds from the sale of your home in the bank for you to use in retirement.
Wow.
And now you're in the home that satisfies your wants and dreams without the obligation of a principal and interest payment. I'm dealing with a couple up in Massachusetts, Neil. In their early 80s, they have a $443,000 mortgage.
Wow.
That almost sounds criminal.
Right.
Right? They're on fixed income, Social Security, a big, gorgeous house, and they got a $3,000 a month principal and interest payment in their 80s. You know why? Right? So they're taking out the reverse mortgage. They're going to eliminate that $3,000 a month. That's an extra $36,000 a year. And they're going to be, and they'll have an additional, this is a jumbo proprietary reverse mortgage. They'll have an additional $400,000 that they can access on a line of credit.
Wow. Now that changed recently, like a year or two ago, where they increased the amount you could get.
So the HECMs, the home equity conversion mortgage, is the reverse mortgage we all talk about, right? Managed by HUD, federally insured by FHA, and they have a $1.2 million max claim amount. That's the maximum we'll use on a value of a home. So if your house is worth 1.6 with the HECM, we're only going to use a value of 1.2. So in the last 4, 5, 6 years or so, even maybe a little longer, but this proprietary jumbo reverse mortgage now is becoming more popular because we're talking to a lot more affluent homeowners that have homes well over, like the couple in Massachusetts. That home is worth $1.8 million. They can't access the equity. It's an illiquid asset, and they're struggling month to month. This now eliminates that monthly payment and gives them an available line of credit they can access if and when they need additional funds.
Whew.
Yeah, it's a home run. So the proprietary, I mean, I had a client in Soho in Manhattan, a $15 million unit in Soho. He qualified for a $4 million reverse mortgage.
That's awesome.
Yeah, did a great job for that guy.
That's awesome. And then, at the end of the day, you can't do it all yourself. You need unique solutions all the time. You need
nothing is standalone, Neil. Right? Just can't do one particular product or tool. Right? You need multiple. When you're building a house, you need multiple tools.
Right.
When you're planning for retirement, there's multiple tools out there, and you just can't. You just can't use one particular thing and go with it.
Right. Or even if you're in retirement, you need multiple.
Yeah.
There's always moves to make. I mean, it's frustrating to me.
I'm sorry, I just had this visual in my head. My daughter years ago, the suitcases on the wheels.
Yes.
I forget the brand name of it, but those things are indestructible.
Right.
Well, my daughter managed to bend the handle.
Oh, geez.
I have no idea how she did it, but she was going away. She broke it, put it away, and 2-3 months later, now she has to go on another trip. She takes it out of the closet, and she's at the kitchen table, and she's banging the handle with the stapler. With the stapler from the drawer, and I'm thinking to myself, that is the wrong tool.
Right.
So you need the right tools to do the right things.
Exactly.
In anything you do in life.
Exactly.
And
you don't want to be afraid of getting professional advice. Typically, advice, whether it's legal, financial, it really doesn't cost you anything to pick up the phone and ask somebody something. Now, many lawyers may charge you by the phone call, but that's, knowing the right people. Hey, I just have a question. Usually, most of the people we deal with, they'll at least take a consult for free.
You get the courtesy.
You'll get the courtesy consult. If you come to see me, I don't charge. I make money by commissions. Rarely do I charge. If I'm doing something outside the general scope of getting you a policy, I'm getting paid from the insurance company. But generally, I don't charge. So I have many people come to me. Hey, Neil, how do I do this? How do I do that? I had a couple come to me yesterday, from the radio show. Very interesting. A woman took out a whole life policy and then paid for it for about 5 years, had a waiver premium on it, and became disabled, got MS, and hasn't paid again. She has over $100 and something thousand of cash inside her whole life policy that she didn't put in. Maybe she put in 5. Isn't that a great investment?
Sounds pretty good to me.
Doesn't have to make a payment and has a death benefit of $250,000 for her significant others. Paid $5,000 for it. So people say, oh, well, this isn't a good use of my money. Are you kidding me? Well, I mean, now she can tap into that money to live on. I mean,
yeah,
she really didn't have any other means. Look at this asset she built up. It's just tremendous. So
it's all about liquidity. It's all about control.
Right. But it's also getting the right advice, because you hear so many things bashing your industry, bashing my industry, bashing attorneys. Everybody's bashing everything. Nobody wants to stop and listen to people who know what they're talking about.
Neil, you're preaching to the choir with reverse mortgages. You mention the R word anywhere, and it's half a fist fight. And what's amazing is if they allow me to speak for 5-10 minutes, they all change their tune.
Right.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So
I didn't know that.
Annuities used to have the same rap.
Yeah.
Annuities were bad because, and this was like about 20 years ago, there was these articles saying annuities are bad because people were buying them in their retirement. And this is when I was in the investment world, which I'm not anymore. But people were buying them in their retirement, and they're tax-deferred 401ks anyhow. Why are you buying an annuity inside your 401k? Now everybody's going back to it because there are reasons, there are benefits that they never discussed. Everybody picks up on the negatives. Nobody talks about the positives. Anyhow, Tim, so glad I'm back.
Yeah, man. Good to have you back.
Great to be here. You've been listening to The Senior Show with co-hosts Neil Himmelstein and Tim Kennedy. And Tim, how do they get a hold of you?
Hey, Tim Kennedy here, your certified reverse mortgage professional. There's something I said today that tweaked or piqued your interest. Give me a call, 516-729-6040, or you can reach me at timtalksreverse.com.
And I'm Neil Himmelstein. I also have the Main Street Code for Financial Success, president of Main Street Planning Group, specialist in life insurance, annuities, disability, long-term care, and life settlements. And you can call me at 631-647-4694. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.